Greetings and salutations. We're attempting run 2 now. Now, there was a very core element that I forgot, and if I'd remembered, I probably would have changed my strategy completely last time. And that is, the cities I perfect, the cities I alter, cannot be enshadowed, for I am the purifying light. Shadow is vital to be close by for them to come towards the light, but they can't become enshadowed. And thus, being trapped on that little island with my Elder Tomb, it was great that the orcs would get enshadowed, but they wouldn't have been able to go anywhere. I wouldn't have actually been able to spread my shadow, which is one of the reasons I did kind of go up north and wanted to make more shadow so I could spread my religion elsewhere. But I probably wouldn't have bothered and just enshadowed that whole island and turned everyone crazy instead, and then made the religion elsewhere. Now, I've been looking at this one. I do have one big pain in my ass from the start. This witch knows I exist, and her mission is to start spreading knowledge of me, and she's very close to my starting point. And I've also been looking at these little kingdoms here. Now, little kingdoms seem like they're going to be brilliant until you realise they have ridiculously high security, because there's no way of lowering it, because there's nothing to capture nearby. And I have no starting money, so these kingdoms here, absolutely useless to me until I get a lot of intrigue. And also, you're right next to these orcs, whether or not the orcs will get wiped out, because that last orc horde was huge. They had a ton of advanced camps as well. I really wish I'd kept the seed, because it was a good seed for that. And it would be very fun to try an orc build on that one. So, what do we have up here? We have a small kingdom up here, which is far weaker in its security, which is definitely a boon. We have some holy sites, and they have no religion, which is very fine. The Holy One, the Chosen One, should I say, is up in this corner. And that's a lot of large kingdoms. Now, down here, similar sort of issue, but honestly, not as bad as my starting choices here. So my main job is going to be skip these kingdoms over here, or alternatively, I go for the early XP points. Yes, let's do that. Let's take this here, because we're going to be enshadowing. Enshadowment goes quickly along areas you've infiltrated. That's too high to be worthwhile, so we're just going to go this way. Thank you very much for the hints. Don't need them. And you're recruiting elven werebears. So we're going to take this, just to give the enshadowment a little bit of a place to go. It'll go through the countryside at a slow pace, sadly. Then we're going to go to this village here. Well, it's been a bit of a mix. I'm a turn behind because I inadvertently took damage from an event, but we've got this enshadowed, which is going to help us in the long run here. So my next plan is to go to this village. Now, I was originally going to go up here. The castle's very tempting. It does weaken a lot of places, but maybe going to these villages will creep the shadow along into this corner faster. Now, the Chosen One has been a pain in the ass once again. The problem is, they're not just telling one person I exist. There's been several people being told, like awareness is raising, which is, yeah, 100%. And I think then she's gone and told someone as well. There's not much I can do, really. I'm just going to have to try and rush darkness down here and spread the shadow and then build up, hopefully, a line. I'd really like to corrupt the elves, but all of their cities have relatively high security, which is a bit of a problem. It also looks like that there's people destroying arcane secrets, so that's going to be a thorn in my side as well. I won't be doing any magic in this run. We have our first agent, and I just remembered how this damn guy's ability works. It's like, first time I do a cult, next time I do a shadow. I think next time I do a cult, next time I do a shadow. It's like, it keeps going back and forth. So I'm enshadowing this village. That means I should be able to put a cult down here. That would be very useful. Now, we're going to create our first agent. It's not anything fancy. You are going in there. You are going to infiltrate it. Nice and easy. We don't need to influence them much. We need to infiltrate quickly. In fact, so quickly, I am using Sleepless Labor twice and risking it. There we go. And hopefully once that's done, he'll gain a level up, and then he'll get all his health back. Then we're going to influence them, and the first thing we're going to influence with these lot is actually dark worship, because we want them to self-destruct. Or alternatively, turning off awareness of elder powers would be quite nice. It's going to be one or the other, depending on how fast awareness is growing. It is growing a lot. There's not just people at 50% awareness, we now have some other people at 100 all over here. God, I hate it. I hate it. I really need something to pull back. Alright, let's have a look. Are you growing awareness? You are not. I might have to corrupt some religions or do something. Where is the other witch location? Because that might be handy to know. If not, then I think it's just miles off in a corner somewhere. I can't actually see it at a quick glance. Well, I'll search for that, and I'll catch up with you in a minute. Goodness me, I was right. It's hidden right in this corner. I didn't even know there was a kingdom down here. Oh, well, you might be useful. Is it really worth sending someone all the way down there to take over a single plot of farmland? I'm tempted to do so just for the jollies. Oh man, the daughters are going to be excessively useless here, unless I'm wiping out this island or down here. Certainly, hopefully they won't appear in this kingdom. And I've just remembered there is an awareness tracker. Now look at that. That is horrible. That is a horrible chunk of awareness across 3 kingdoms. Probably going to be a 4th. I'm going to basically just write off this whole section, potentially. Unless I can get something in there to start lowering it. Ah, small blessings, small blessings. The orcs might deal with this problem for me. They're trying to take out this single town. I mean, what? She has a abbey and just that city? The orcs are huge? Indeed. In fact, if I could... Wow, that orcish upstart's got a fortune. Hopefully he'll pump it into the camps and make the orcs even larger. I don't do much with the orcs usually. This might be a good idea. The problem is I'd have to kill the upstart, which takes time and is a problem. Oh well, at the very least, it's a distraction, which is going to help me out. Well, the sister is down here. That's a little bit of a pain in the ass, but I could use her to just destroy this whole area if I didn't want to turn it into my own little kingdom. Now, more people are aware, but the orcs may deal with that for me. This is building nicely. Shadowment is creeping along here. I was tempted by a Well of Shadows, but I'm resting up because my menace has gone a little high. The last thing I want is attracting attention too soon. And he is influenced the Holy Order. And then I'm going to use his first level up to add a point of law, and maybe do some dark worship, if I can't get them to do it for me. Alright, this has been a problem. I have to make them lower awareness, because just... frankly, they're bringing in more witches who are aware straight away. And I do not want them to start telling people, so we're going to take away that little pesky ability of theirs. There we go. Repeat challenge. I don't want to keep doing this. I don't want him trapped in one spot, but I need to deal with this issue before it becomes too much of a pain. Now, why are you struggling? And the rest? Interesting. Oh, there's brutal crackdowns going on. And I think they've just been heavily taxed. Yeah, he likes gold. He's been taxing them into oblivion. Alright, a little bit of fun here. I have Shadow coming up on my next one. I'm going to put Shadow on this corner piece here. More intrigue, please. We use Swift of Foot. Let's get us there nice and quick. Boom. So we have Shadow. It means there'll be Shadow growing here in this corner. This is already all in shadowing, which is all nice. It will creep down here. It's already starting to inflict on the cities. Become one of the darkness. And then we'll come back across. We'll affect this with the religion as well. I mean, I am a bit worried the Enshadowment's going to just get trapped down here again, which will be a pain, which is why I'm doing it up here. Well, this was unexpected and a bit of a pain. The orcs have actually destroyed this area down here. Well, that makes them a big threat, and that means that people will be distracted and destroying them, not me. A small blessing, I guess, and unfortunately, I think up here the orcs lost, so they're getting destroyed. That is a shame, because they have such a large area. It's just they only have one camp and not really much, well, one horde fortress. They've got lots of little camps, but it's these ones they need to essentially get troops. Well, this is absolutely frustrating. Literally the turn I take it over, they put a ward around it. How? That's what I ask. How has anyone put a ward there? There is no one there. Oh, Lightbringer. But you just literally got hired. Ah, you pains. Well, in that case, let's infiltrate them. If I can't get what I want, I will instead just convert them to my faith. There we go. This enchantment's going on fine now. It's got up to 30%. It'll start naturally spreading. I don't need this to be particularly enshadowed anymore. Now I've had a problem. I was going to use these to spread darkness. And unfortunately, someone's come along and removed that ability, which is really annoying. But on the bright side, I'm now having them lower awareness, which will be okay. Now awareness has spread like a plague, to put it bluntly, and look at it go. It is an absolute headache, and I'm getting nowhere. Also, I think I did a mistake. I think I accidentally hit apply positive rather than apply negative when it was come to the darkness worship, so I may have wiped out the darkness worship in that witches by myself. Oh well, this is the problem sometimes with how the scale works. If you're in a rush and trying to do things quickly, mistakes are made. But that's fine. Now we have some things we can do, and I think what I'm going to have to do, oh, pardon me there, will be to, well, I think if a little bit of madness along the coast will help me out. If I can undermine them and destroy them, get rid of all these aware people, that would be lovely. Now, it is hard because there are just so many people with the ability to just screw me over right now, because lots of awareness, lots of Lightbringers because of the awareness, lots of religions, some of which are bringing up Lightbringers, so Shadow's going to be a pain, but that's alright. Shadow's just there to scare people into joining my religion. So you're going to go here. We want that to lose free security. And then the next thing we want to do is actually go up here. We're going to infiltrate that. That will mean that security goes down by 4 when he's in there. It will be very slow going, but once I've infiltrated this, it's going to be madness here. And hopefully I can get that madness to cause a little civil war and for them to implode. Well, I say civil war, at least warring neighbours. Now, I've just been trying to plan my next move, and this awareness is, frankly, the biggest problem I'm going to have. Unfortunately, the orcs over here haven't really destroyed this as much as I'd like. In fact, they've just slowed them down barely. So I'm going to have to perhaps infest this place with madness and hopefully it'll implode. This is now going to be an issue. I'm going to probably have to give up on that. I need an alternative threat. Unfortunately, apart from the orcs, nothing else appears to be happening. I think the last map had a lot more opportunities, but I just squandered them. Like with the font of power, where I was trying to figure out how that worked, because I've never had access to it before. And you've got to remember, even though technically I'm playing on easy, I've actually made the game far more difficult and challenging for myself by improving the AI of the rulers. And with those mid-challenge events, pardon me there, a lot of those are negative, so that is messing me up quite a lot and slowing me down in places. There is possible to do all the right moves and still lose, which is always a good thing in some games. Now, this is going to be enshadowed. Then I'm going to go here, we're going to take this over. I might even corrupt it into an enshadowed area. Let's have a look. Just like undead. Or maybe not. I'm probably not going to bother with the ancient ruins as much as I'm tempted to. Right now, I just need to get past here. And where should I go next? Interesting! We have a war between elves and a queendom. Now, who are you attacking? international relationships is the elves of Marionette, who are this. Oh, this is a big war. This is a very big war. We've got all this. And that village is theirs as well. Oh, this is almost classic. The elves have all the woodland, and the humans want to expand their farmland. I love the little stories that if you look at this from a roleplay angle, it is just silly little things happening. So this may be a turning point. This could be a very big turning point for me if I screw over the human nation. Now, just give me one moment. Awareness. Yes, I need to support the elves, and to hell with the humans. If we're going to have war, we're going to have death. And if we've got death, we can get undead. Ha! Mastery of death. We're having a warlock. He's going to just start summoning a load of shadows, a lot of zombies, anything we can get our hands on. Now, I haven't infiltrated any of the libraries around here, which is going to be an absolute setback when it comes to getting arcane secrets. But after I've got this castle, I think I'm going to head down here, get this library. Hopefully, I can use that human soul. I'm trying to build up menace on him or our chap over here. He's starting to recruit ogres now. We're going to conscript a bunch of ogres, and we're going to go punch some heroes. We're going to try and lower awareness doing that. We'll declare some heretics. Look at this war! Oh my god, that is a lot of people. That is a heck of a lot of people. It's a lot of elves, a lot of humans. I think the elves are going to lose, just by sheer weight of numbers. Now, things aren't going badly at this point. We have the advantage that I've got my chap here. He's going to get rid of all the doubt. Hopefully. Now, the other things I've got to do, let's have a look. That faith is pretty high, just we don't have the icon around it. Strange. But that's fine. If I can stomp on this doubt, that'll stop it from spreading over here. I can get this little section all sorted. I'm having a lot of problem with the challenges just slowing me down here. It's like going to either kill him off or I lose a lot of challenge progression. But we'll eventually get the Elven City. It'll be enshadowed. That'll terrify people more. That's spreading. Faith is slowly creeping around up here. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's getting there. It's a slow progression. I did have to give up taking over this village for infiltration to put my faith in places. We're about to summon some shadows over here, which is great because they'll start eroding all those wards. If we can shadow this lot, doesn't matter if they're aware, they'll all go doolally. He's having a lie low for now. We don't have anything we can escalate into a vendetta yet. There's not been any heroes killed. The elves seem to be just marching along and attacking, well, various random people. They've not actually decided to sack any cities yet. And the humans decided, hey, we're not going to fight here anymore. We're just going to go across and start slaughtering all the elves. So I hope they get their act together and figure out what they're doing. Because I don't want the elves to really lose this. At least not before I can get the humans all screwed up. I don't believe this. I should have saved. A wizard decided to magically onslaught my warlock and kill him. Without warning. I'm just so annoyed. I am genuinely quite irritated with that. Now I've got to start all over again. Alright. We're going to go with Curse of Death. You goits. We're going to go here. We're going to make a death fortress. And then we're going to start raising the shadow. It was literally one turn away. That's the really frustrating thing. So frustrating. At the very least, we have vampires now. That's wonderful. Hopefully they'll build up and cause problems elsewhere. Though I have found the vampires aren't really amazing. They do kind of chuck shadow around and act as a distraction. Raise menace means that it gives the heroes things to punch, but other than that, not great. And, oh, the orcs, they've lost a fortress there. Hopefully they'll build up again. Again, I need to go over here. I think I have a plan. I'm going to... Well, this is always part... Yeah, sorry. This is already partly shadowed. So I'm going to take the holy site. Then I'm going to do well of shadows here. Or just corrupt the holy site so we have a constant well of shadows. That chunks out shadow here. Which slowly enshadows all the rulers. Means they can't take it back. And makes everyone here terrified. And more likely to join the false light.